Hello and welcome to another video. In this one we're going to be talking about typing. I'll link the first video about an intro to typing in the description. There's a bunch of videos about typing in my playlist, so search around for those. But today we're going to be talking about the difference between type X and X, and it's kind of hard to talk about, so I'll just show you the code. Let's jump into it. Okay, so we're going to make a little test file, and we're going to define a class in here. I usually call it C just because it's easy to talk about, but we're not going to worry so much about the actual values of C, so we're just going to give it, a trivial body. And we're going to make two functions, F1, and F1 is going to take C:C, and we're just going to have it return none to be very simple. And we're going to take a second function, which from typing import type, which is going to take type of C. And we're going to talk about the difference between these two here. So this actually brings up an important point in object-oriented programming, which gets talked about a lot, which is the difference between a class and an instance of the class. And especially in languages where types are a first-class object, such as Python, JavaScript and Ruby are also first-class object types. Actually, there are a lot of languages where classes are first-class objects. Classes are first-class objects. Yeah, that's a mouthful. But basically what it means is that the class itself can be used in variable contexts. So you can actually pass the class around and use it as like a callable or any sort of other thing. And that is different than passing around a constructed version of that class or an instance of that class. So if we look at our two functions here, we'll actually make a subclass as well to make this even more concrete what's going on here. So what this annotation says here is, please pass me an instance of this class. So if we call F1 with a constructed C or F1 of a constructed D, these are both okay. And let's actually install MyPy over here. Install MyPy. So these are both okay because D, a constructed D, is a instance of C because of substitutability and inheritance here. But if we were to pass in, a number, this is not an instance of C. This is not okay. And if we were to pass in the class itself, and this is again, classes are first-class objects. This is also not okay. Let's actually make these. I don't usually like to line up my comments, but I think it'll look better on video. So these are not okay, but these ones are okay. And you can see if we run MyPy here, it will complain about line 22 and line 23, saying that we expected a instance of C, but we got int. And again, here it also even tells us that this is type of C and not C here. Now, if we're talking about type of C, this is similar to instance of C, but it actually means any type that is either C or a subclass of C. So if we go to F2 and we pass in C here, this is again okay. Oh, these don't line up now. And if we pass in D here, this is also okay. But if we pass in some unrelated type, such as int, this is not okay. And if we pass in an instance of C, this is also not okay. And you can see if we run MyPy here, we get a similar set of error messages here. Like it says, we passed in type int, but we expected type C. But anyway, that's the difference. It's the same as the difference between an instance and the class itself. But hopefully that's helpful. If you guys have additional stuff you want me to explain, leave a comment below or reach out to me on the various platforms. But thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.